Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing 3 case studies for Yin Water born in the fall season. So let's dive into the first one. This is a case of a Yin Water daily master born in the month of August, which is a Yang Metal month. So the annual pillar is a Yang Earth and Fire. The monthly pillar is Yang Metal and Metal. And the daily pillar is a Yin Water and Earth. And the hourly pillar is a Yin Wood and Wood. So the first step is to understand the condition of your daily master. Is it strong or weak? I'm looking for its supporters and friends first. So other than this pillar of metal, which plays a good role of supporting and grow water, the rest of the elements are all on the enemy side, making me weak because either you can see earth, which directly suppresses water, right? Makes the water weak, or you have fire, which water suppresses fire, but it takes away water's own energy to reduce fire. So that's still a reduction of water's energy. And then you have wood. Water grows and supports wood. But again, it takes away water's own energy to support the wood, So the fire, earth, and wood energy are all on the reduction side. But because position number 6, this birth month has a more heavier have a heavier weighting factor for the bazi. So I would say this guy is still in the balanced zone. It's not super weak or super strong. It's a balanced bazi chart. The key to determine what type of annual or 10-year trend this guy prefers, this type of balance chart, you have to really analyze it by the individual 10-year trend first. So for example, you have a pure fire, like both the heavenly stem and earthly branch, the top and bottom row. For the 10-year is pure fire. That's going to make this bazi weak because fire will suppress metal. You make this supporter, it's going to attack it. And once this metal pillar is weakened, this whole bazi is going to change from a balanced condition to a very weak position. So in that case, of course, if you have that pure fire type of influence, you want to look for the year that's going to support you, which is more metal and water type of element to combat the negative impact of fire. So that's kind of how you have to analyze it based on the 10-year fate influence first to see, is it going to keep me in the balanced state? Is it going to suddenly make me weak or make me strong? And then you can do the sub level of individual annual year to see how their 5 element interact with the bazi. So this type of thing, a balanced chart is a little trickier to analyze rather than the super weak or super strong one, because that one is very easy to pick. Oh, this is the medicine I need to keep myself in balance, and it typically doesn't change or get influenced too much. But going back to this chart, the number 1 primary goal is to protect this guy. So metal's first enemy is fire. So if you go from this first step logic, then the second step is, what type of element do I really want to see to achieve the goal of protecting metal and fighting this fire as a potential risk? So if you have water, that will do a good role because water will make this fires. Water suppresses fire. So in a way, it protects metal. And another guy is actually earth, because fire will naturally grow and supports earth, and earth will grow and supports metal. So you kind of introduce this key middleman to redirect some of fire's negative energy into something positive. So the answer is both water and earth. It's actually not a bad year from the angle of protecting this most important key player in this chart. But if you have too much of the wood and fire energy, it's not going to be a good sign because it makes this kind of the core pillar holding up the bazi weakened, and the whole thing might fall apart. and just make this bazi super weak. And this daily master is being attacked by a bunch of enemies. And that means this person is going to experience a lot of external pressure or self-induced stress. And it's not a good time. And second one is Yin Water born in the month of September, which is a Yin Metal birth month. So you have an annual pillar of a Yin Metal and Metal. The monthly pillar is a Yin Fire and Metal. The daily pillar is a Yin Water and Fire. And the hourly pillar is a pure Yin Water. And this one is on the contrary. Look at how many supporters it has, right? Compared to this guy, which is a pure metal pillar supporting it. This one has a blend of both metal and water, friendship supporting it. So this guy is actually leaning towards a more kind of a maybe 70% strength. So it's balanced over index to the strong side. In that case, the preferred element will be this fire, because fire will keep this water back, drag it back in the balanced zone. So then Bazi is like, okay, first, do you have something good showing up? Check. That's awesome. And the second question is this medicine in the right amount of dosage? The problem with this example is the position is horrible, because you have those two guys, they're enemies, water suppress fire, so they collide with each other, which will result in this fire being reduced. And then you have these two guys, right? Water, the two waters right next to this guy suppresses and reduces this fire. So positionally, it's kind of surrounded by its strong enemies of water. So this is a classic case of, I have the medicine, but it's too weak. I like to rely on annual or 10-year trend to make this dosage the right amount to cure the problem. So this person naturally likes more wood and fire type of energy to make this medicine strong enough to do its job. That's kind of how you analyze it. It's more break it down and figure out what the core pain point is, and then come up with the solution. Last one is the Yin Water born in the month of October, which is a Young Earth one, birth month. So you have a annual pillar of Young Water and Earth. The monthly pillar is Young Metal and Earth. The daily pillar is Yin Water and Earth, and the hourly pillar is Yin Water and Water. So this one on the surface, it still looks like it's fairly strong. Look at how many supporters there is. So it's not a weak daily master for sure. It has a lot of friends supporting it. The big problem here is, again, this medicine, I'm glad it's showing up, but I wish it's in a better spot. Why I say it is, you have a cluster of earth here, which is a big problem. Naturally, Yin Water just doesn't like a lot of earth showing up. So the treatment and solution is to use metal to redirect some of earth energy into growing metal, which metal in turn will grow water. But positionally, I'd rather see a metal rather than the water here, because then you form this earth grows metal, right? And metal grows water, and water supports. So it's more like a better flow versus the strong cluster of earth suppressing water, and make this tiny little friend on my camp super weak, almost to the point of non-existence. So like your whole base and foundation got attacked by a strong group of enemy. Even though on the surface you have a lot of friends supporting you, but inner self, your self-confidence level is actually a lot of self-doubt. Even though on the surface you might see this person being overconfident. So because the top row is what you show to the world, whereas the bottom row is more your inner spiritual world and how you think of yourself, and it's the kind of the invisible stuff. So That's what make this one is the biggest problem. So once you see a metal type of annual 10-year trend, especially showing up on the bottom row, that's a very good sign because it's helping this weakened water root to kind of relieve it from such a huge pressure of earth suppressing it. So that's a relatively good time because the relief is there to help it. Even though this bazi is not super weak on the surface, but the main problem is the position of different element. So that's kind of the takeaway for that one. But now I hope you guys get a sense of how to analyze bazi. It's mostly assessing is it in balance, not just in terms of daily master strength or weakness, but also like is it too hot or too cold, right? Water and metal and water is on the cold camp, and wood and fire is on the warm camp. You kind of want to keep those two groups in a balanced relationship. And then you can see like, is my medicine showing up? And if yes, is it in a unharmed condition based on the placement of those useful elements in the chart? And if the placement is getting hurt, then you can try to assess what type of element can be introduced to solve this hurting relationships. You can save the circled guys who are the most important issues that need to be resolved. So that's kind of the logical step of analyzing 八字. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I will see you next time. Bye.